Yeah, the Art Center honestly was a lifesaver for me. It really was. Um, and I'm really lucky to have found this place. I was self-taught in ceramics at the high school that I was teaching at, or the school that I was teaching at. And so I stayed after school, and nobody there knew how to throw ceramics or throw clay. So I stayed after school every night, got a book, and it showed you how to hold your hands and so forth. So I learned it on my own. But then when I was working on my master's degree, I took ceramics as my area of concentration and loved it. That's when I truly fell in love with it, and I just had to do it. It was really my calling. It was one of those art forms that just really spoke to me. I've tried painting, I've tried drawing and things like that, and even though I enjoy it, there was just something about my hands on clay and creating. So I went to Heron, got my master's, and then when I graduated, I had nothing. I didn't have a wheel, I didn't have a kiln, nor did I have the money to afford those things. And because I was a new teacher. And so then I found the Art Center. And I became a student here and just loved it. And just amazed, and I still am amazed with what the Art Center provides for people. And I needed this outlet. It was such a big part of me. And not to have it, it really hurt me. And so I found this place. And, years go by. I was an assistant to an instructor for a few years, and then eventually I ended up being an instructor here. Teaching is great. Teaching ceramics, or really any type of class here at the Art Center, is wonderful. It's like planting a seed, and you're not knowing what that flower is going to look like. So I love teaching beginners, and once that you've learned the basics, clay has so many different tangents that you can go off into. You can make some things like, like things that you would use in the house, like coffee mugs or plates or bowls and things like that. But then you can also be very creative with your work and create sculpture and all sorts of things. It's one of those mediums where it's easy to learn, I think, if you have a good teacher, which all of us here are good teachers. But it's easy to learn, but it takes a lifetime to master, And I say that because I'm in this position where I'm a teacher, but I'm also a student of the medium itself. So I'm always looking for new techniques or trying to get my piece better structurally or technically better. But I'm also looking at all the different types of artists that create wonderful things and looking at how they do that. So it's an interesting situation being a teacher and a student of it at the same time. But I think that's the way it should be. I think that's what art is about. You never know your full potential unless you really try and push yourself to the limits, and that's the way it is. It's the journey and not the end result, I think, that is satisfying. And I think a lot of students and a lot of artists, when they realize that, then they become very comfortable with their work and knowing that the next piece is going to be better than the piece before. I remember in my high school, I had a nice, really big base on the wheel. And a student came in and said, "Mr. Craddock, how long did it take you to do that?" And I stopped for a minute and I said, "About 30 years, you know?" My advice to anybody that's thinking about or wanting to do something with art is just do it. You have to start somewhere, and the biggest hurdle, I think, for people that are starting or want to start with art is that they're afraid that their art isn't going to be good, right? And that's a big hurdle. And as you become an artist, you are less and less concerned about how your artwork looks to other people. You're more and more concerned about how your artwork is growing, how it looks to you, and then pushing yourself to a limit to see what you can do. You can never know what you can do unless you push yourself to it. So I guess my big advice to someone who doesn't have any art experience and they want to have that is to come visit the Art Center. Just come here. You can walk in any class. You can talk to the instructor. We have lots and lots of beginners classes. You know, one of the things that I like about ceramics is that once you learn the basics of throwing, then you know, you can make almost anything from that technique. It's like learning a golf swing. You know, once that you know how to swing the golf club, you can hit the ball and you get better at it, and you hit the ball farther. So this is the same thing. And not be worried about what your art looks like compared to other people. Everybody is an individual anyway, but you have to start somewhere. And it's a fun, relaxing experience here at the Art Center. All the instructors here, they just really want you to learn and to experience that artistic side of you. But you know, you have to take that first step and get over the fact that you feel like you can't draw or anything. You know, we'll take good care of you here, I promise you. And you will leave, if you come here, you will leave here a better artist than you were when you first came here. So that's my advice. Don't be afraid. We'll take good care of you.